Hi, good morning everybody. I'm Mr. Morgernstern, and today we're going to be talking about jobs. So I want everyone to open up their textbook to page 14 and look at that picture at the top, and could you tell me what you see? That's right, there are two children and there's an older woman. That's right, she's the teacher and the two students. I'm a teacher and you're my students. Teaching is my job, and being a student is yours. So now we're going to talk about different kinds of jobs, and I want you all to look at these pictures at the bottom of the page and tell me which job each person there has. So in that first one, that's right, he's a doctor. And you can tell how? That's right, by the coat and the stethoscope he has around his neck. Now in picture number 2, does anyone know who that is? Yeah, he's a teacher, and he's got the blackboard behind him. Number 3? Yeah, he's a police officer. He's in a patrol car, and he's wearing a police uniform. And in number 4, can anyone tell me what job that person has? Well, it's the last one that's left. He's a pilot. You can tell because he has the pilot's uniform, and he's holding the cap. Does anyone here know anybody who has one of these jobs? Your father? Oh, he's an animal doctor, yes. That's called a veterinarian. That's a kind of doctor. Oh, your uncle? Yeah. He's a pilot, but he doesn't he doesn't get paid for it, so it's not his job. He's still called a pilot, but that's not his job then, that's his hobby. Now we're going to talk about the types of places where people work. So just turn the page, and could anyone tell me in that first picture what? Yeah, it's a hospital, and that's the emergency room. That's where people need to go immediately to get medical attention. They go straight to the emergency room. That's where the ambulances go. Number 2, that's a police station, that's right. It says police right there. Number 3, right, that's an airport. You can see the plane flying in the background. Number 4, well, it's the last one that's left again. It's the school. So, does anyone know what type of people who works in each place? Right, in the hospital, doctors, and yeah, also nurses. And in number 2, police officers. And in number 3, that's right, a lot of different kinds of people, but pilots tend to go out from airports and they fly the planes. In number 4, that's right, I work here. I'm a teacher. Teachers work in schools. There's also secretaries. So let's go to the next group of pictures. Things that people with jobs do. In number 1, can anyone tell me from these words what that person's doing? That's right, he's helping sick people. And in number 2? That's right, the teacher teaches students. And number 3, right, there you see he's catching the thief. That's what the police do. They do other things also. And in number 4, that's right, yes, he's flying the plane. And who are these people? Can you say their job title? That's right, a doctor. And yeah, yes. Did someone say yes, a teacher? Police officer, yes. And who's the person in that last one? That's right, it's a pilot, and then also that person who's another pilot, or the co-pilot. So let's turn the page now. Let's do some language practice and talk about these different kinds of jobs. Now I want everybody to split up into groups of 2. Okay. And we're going to put down what we think are the correct questions to be asked there, and then I want each of you to practice asking each other the questions and then answering it. Okay? So we'll do that for just a few moments. Okay, is everybody ready? Alright, who can tell me what the question is for this first picture? That's right, what is her job? Her because it's a woman. Number 2? Can anyone tell me what the question is for number 2? That's right, what is he? Now you could say he's a man, or he's a human being, but here we're talking specifically about his job, so you can ask, what is he? He's a scientist, and you can tell because he's doing some science there. He's got his coat out and the microscope. Okay, let's go to the next one. Can everyone please fill out the answers now and then discuss with each other the questions and answers for this one? Okay, is everybody ready? Okay, I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay, let's go. And number one, what's the question there? What does a baker do? Does anyone know the answer? That's right, he bakes bread. And in this second picture, what's the question? What does a chef do? And does anyone know the answer? That's right, a chef makes food in a restaurant. So a baker bakes, and the chef does a lot of things. He makes a lot of different kinds of food. Okay, let's talk about where people work. So I want everyone, again, now let's do all these at once. I want everyone to put in the questions and then practice saying them with each other until you get a good handle of it, of the questions and answers. Okay, now if everyone's ready, we're going to ask question number one. What's the question? Where do you work? That's right, where do you work? Because the answer is, I work in a fire station, I'm a firefighter. So the fireman is answering in the first person, and we're asking in the second person, where do you work? Okay, and then in the second one, that's right, it's where does the cashier work? We're talking about the cashier. We're not talking to the cashier. Where does the cashier work? She works in a supermarket. Okay, now for this last one, let's talk about you. So we have the answers here, but I want you all to fill in the answers and then tell me what you wrote. Okay, but I still want you to practice saying them with each other. Okay, so when you're ready. So for A, what do you want to be? Which one is that? That's right, that's 2. What do you want to be? I want to be a... Does anyone have an answer? Okay, you want to be a fireman? An astronaut, wow. Okay, and you want to be a teacher, that's great. We can talk after class. So for this first one, what would the question then be? In this one, I'm sorry. Where do you want to work? So in this one, we're asking where you want to work, and the answer is, I want to work in a blank. You want to work in a hospital? Okay. Where do you want to work? In a school. Okay. Let's go on to the next page. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at this picture. Alright? And I want everyone, stay in your groups. I want you to write down words and expressions you think of while looking at the picture. So, there's a man here. Maybe write what he's doing. Maybe write how he feels. Okay, are we ready? Okay, can anyone tell me what they thought? Hot. That makes sense. There's an oven there. Okay. Bread. That's what that is. Right. Fresh. Yes. Fresh bread. He's coming straight out of the oven. Looks delicious. Alright. Now that we've looked at the picture, let's answer some questions about it. Alright? I want everyone to answer these questions, again in your groups, and then we're going to share them with the class. Okay. Question number 1. What is his job? That's right, he's a baker. Okay? You know, he's got the uniform there. Where does he work? Well, in here, yes, he's in a kitchen, but that kitchen could be, it could be in a school, it could be in a bakery. Here it's probably in a bakery. What does he do? Well, that's right, he bakes. He bakes bread, fresh. What things can you see in the picture? Okay, yes, you see the man, you see bread, there are trays in the background, and there's an oven that he's pulling things from. That's right. Those are the tools of his trade. What is he making in the picture? That's right, we already said a few times, it's bread. I can't tell exactly what that is. I guess he could be making cookies of some kind. Discuss the picture as a class, so that's what we're going to do now. Just going to talk about it. What does this make you think of? Is this something you think you want to do? No? Yeah, well, yeah, it would be pretty hot, but I don't think the oven's open the whole time. I don't know if he makes a lot of money or not. He is around fresh food all the time. That seems like a thing that would be fun to do. Okay, let's go on to the last page. This is a chart. It's called a pie chart. Does anyone know why that is? Right, yeah, well, it looks like a pie, and you can see there are slices taken out. And what are the slices there for? Yes, they represent how people responded when they were asked this question. And the question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? So, what do these things represent? Right, these are the answers people gave, and the numbers are the percentages of what they answered. Okay. So, this then means what? Right, that 20% said they wanted to be doctors. 20% of the students who were asked this question said that they wanted to be doctors when they grew up. And then 36% said pilots, and so on. So, now some questions about the chart. Which one's the most popular? Do you know what popular means? Right, popular means which one did most of the students want, which was the most well-liked answer. And does anyone know which one it is? Right, it's pilots, which is interesting, right? Do you think it's easy to be a pilot? Probably not. 36% said pilots. Why do you think that is? Well, yes, it does seem interesting to be a pilot. You fly around, you fly to different places. People tend to respect you when you're a pilot. You know, you have an important job. And yes, you probably make a lot of money. So which one is the least popular? That's right. Scientists at 2%, which comes just under teacher. I don't know how to feel about that. Okay, let's talk about the chart. So, what do you think it says that so many people wanted to be pilots, lawyers, and doctors, and very few people said they wanted to be vets, teachers, or bakers? What do you think the reason is for that? Right, there could be a few different reasons. Right, it's possible that it's because of how much money these people make. People oftentimes choose jobs based on the amount of money, and doctors are seen as making a lot of money, and so are lawyers. Teachers, not so much. Same for vets and bakers. This is interesting. What might be a reason a person wouldn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a pilot? Right, it does seem harder. There's more you need to know, there's more you need to study, there's more you need to learn in order to become these people, but they tend to be respected, they tend to make money, it's an important job, it's a meaningful job. Okay, but it's interesting that scientists is so low. Why do you think that is? Well, right. We don't see many scientists. We don't see many scientists on TV. We don't see many scientists in the movies. We don't seem to care as much about them as doctors and pilots. Why is that? Well, it might be because we happen to see them less in our lives, because scientists tend to work in laboratories. They don't work out in the open. We don't see them every few months like we do doctors, hopefully, or pilots when we go to the airport. Right, so the types of jobs people might want might be based on a lot of different reasons. Okay, and that's all for today. Thank you, everybody. Now, I want you to all do the homework assignment that we talked about. All right, have a nice day. Goodbye.